ready to start our next section. This time it's going to be a panel, and it's going to be a conversation between four ladies. Catalina Dodu, Global Cybersecurity Service Pre-Sales Director from Atos. Simona Sandru, Project Director at Pentalog. Welcome. Steliana Moraru, Head of Marketing and Strategy at Global Women in Tech. And Valentina, Director of Government Industry at Microsoft. They will be talking about tech leadership, diversity, inclusion, and innovation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andrei. Hello, everyone. I'm Steliana. Nice to meet you all and see you today at our panel. I'm really happy to have with me three wonderful ladies working in the tech scene in Romania. We have, and I'll just briefly present all of them with their roles. We have Simona Sandru. She is the founder and the president of Global Women in Tech, an international community gathering women all across the globe. And she will talk with us a little bit later about the organization. Welcome, Simona.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We also have Catalina Dodu. Catalina, she is a manager with more than 14 years in management in tech companies in Romania, and now she has a global role. More than this, Catalina is part of the advisory board of Global Women in Tech. Welcome. And last but not least, we have Valentina. She is is a government industry expert, is experienced in digital transformation projects, and she is also part of Global Women in Tech as in the advisory board. Welcome, Valentina. Our topic today couldn't be more timely or relevant, as the tech industry is going through plenty of positive transformation, from the organizational culture to the equal opportunity promotions, from even more women choosing careers in STEM to more balance in the leadership role. Looking at the numbers, we can see an increasing number of women choosing STEM careers, of students choosing to continue their career formation in this field. Nevertheless, also the data show us that in this rhythm of development, only in 2133, women will reach an equal position from the management role to pay and important in the tech world. So the panel today will focus on how to see how can women can tap into the leadership role, how to further support the growing number in tech, and how and if there are or there aren't differences in how men and women do lead the way in tech. So, no further discussion. Let's start with Simona, and let's present a little bit Global Women in Tech community and why this kind of community.
Thank you, Steliana, and I would like to thank the organizers for this opportunity of speaking today about Global Women in Tech. It's the first time when you take the floor from this perspective, so I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. Why? Because it's about an initiative that last year, somewhere in March, it was only an idea on a paper, and then I started to work on that, and I have started to see how this initiative is growing. So it's growing with valuable team members, with great women, with women all around the world who have already joined this initiative. Our mission is simple, but it's quite challenging to implement. We support women in tech. We support women in STEM through programs, through mentorship, through role models. And all these things are implemented in partnership with organizations, companies, universities all around the world. For instance, if you're taking a look at our website, one of our partners is Silicon Valley Forum. Another one is We Are Developers from Vienna. So we have support all around the world. Our teams, as I already mentioned, are international. We are already more than 30 team members, wonderful women in tech, women who have reached positions, high-level positions in companies, because we all have another job, so we have a full-time job, all of us, in companies, and everything that we do outside our job is a volunteering thing for Global Women in Tech, which is great. And I would like to thank all of them because they're doing great, and I'm so proud to be here on this stage today, accompanied by about 3 of our team members, Catalina and Valentina, part of our advisory, and Steliana, part of our executive board. And why women? Because this practically this initiative is a result of more than 13 years of experience in tech. I'm one of those women. I'm proud of that. I'm one of those women who are looking for mentorship, who are looking for role models. So I have the feeling of what it means to be that. We are not just addressing a category, but we are part of that category we're addressing to. And why women? Because we are still underrepresented in numbers, in companies. We all know, and the studies have already shown that diverse teams are performing better. And this leads to innovation, to progress. That's why the focus on women. And I think this is a segment with a lot of potential that can be explored even more. That's why women in tech. And one more thing that it's very important for me is that we are supported by men. It's not just about women, it's about a close collaboration between men and women. Our partners all over the world, all the organizations are not, that have already partnered with us, are not led only by women, they are led by men. So it's about collaboration and a sustained effort. That's why women in tech.
Thank you, and I'll just develop a little bit on what you said about the collaboration between women and men. And because we have plenty of men in the room with us, I'll just kindly ask them to get involved in the discussion and share their own perspectives. Let's go back to Romania. We are talking about an international community, but let's focus a little bit on Romania. And the numbers show that in our country, in a very positive way, we have above the average of women in technology. And besides this, women are even have higher salaries and are really well respected in the technology field. How come? Why is our country different?
Well, I believe we come with an interesting legacy, and it's Romania, it's also Eastern Europe from that perspective. Women were needed into the workforce. They needed to contribute to the economy, to recover after the World War. Natality was important back to Romania. It was in the 60s, 70s, 80s, a big goal of the nation. So we are trained, we have better training at doing this and better acceptance from the men's community. We were partners, and we should not lose this legacy. At the same time, looking at demographics, we just need to train even more women because we are more from the demographic perspectives, and we tend to live longer. You were mentioning the statistics in terms of digital skills, digital educational curricula. Yes, we have parity, men versus women in the studies, but this is not enough for what the economy needs, for what our companies needs. And I think I'm speaking for my colleagues here. We need more, and that's why we consciously joined this effort, the passion and the vision that Simona had in supporting with our time and thinking and efforts the onboarding of more women into technology, on the leadership side of things as well. And we have to start sooner than just the university. We have to go to high schools as well to help with vocational training, help with the development of skills. I'll stop here and hand over to my colleagues to continue.
Yeah, so I think it's quite clear for us. We've been growing in a country that we've seen our mothers going to work, and I think it was just normal. And honestly, first time, some years ago, when I was asked to speak about diversity, I said, okay, in Romania, we are just fine. We don't need to talk about this. We just have everybody, every girl having all opportunities. I was really not seeing it as a problem. And then I started to look at statistics, and I realized that, okay, we might think it's fine, but there are still a lot of areas to improve. And what I think it's also critical is to look at the kids that are coming after in high school or even to university, and to see how can we teach them, how can we show them that as women you have as many chances as everybody, as a man, and you have as many chances as you decide to take. So therefore, for me, that was an important moment when I realized that, yes, there is a topic and there is something that I might find myself supporting, because it's, I think it's also important not only to tell people what they should do, but really to show them that it's possible. And I think that was one of the reasons I decided to join an advisory board and to support this idea, because I think it's important to have young girls seeing that it's possible, to see that, okay, if you want to do something, you can do. And I'm in IT since always. So I did a high school in IT, I was in programming, so I was just there always, so it was for me the normality. But then I realized that when we are looking at the companies and we are counting percentage of women in management, we are counting everything, but not really technical roles. When we are going to the number of women in a company, we are looking at the total. If you go deeper and deeper, and if you go, for instance, for my area, for cybersecurity, you'll realize that actually there are extremely small number of ladies working in cybersecurity or really doing. I was really proud, like 1 month ago, when one of my colleagues, a young architect for big data, was presenting her work in front of 100 students in Timișoara, and I was really proud of her, seeing her presenting her work and being impressing with results and with what she was doing there. And I think this is the role of us, to support and also to show it's possible.
I think the importance of a role model is vital in this discussion, and you both pointed very well the importance of having more women stepping up and showing their careers. As you said, you've been in IT for your professional life. But you're also saying, Catalina, and I'll just build a little bit on that we have women in Romania, at least on technical jobs. How about the leadership one, so the next level? How are we there?
In 2014, when I was appointed as country manager for an IT company, I think I was the only one, or at least for the big name, for the big multinational companies. I'm really happy to see now that in many IT multinational companies in Romania, including Telco here, we have women in CEO role. Which is good to see. Of course, I cannot claim any thing that I did there, but I see the difference. It's true. It's not the percentages are not very good when we are talking about technical leadership, but looking at them, I see an increase, and I see a potential, especially if we offer to as many colleagues opportunity to work on technical field.
You're absolutely right. More and more companies in IT are interesting, empowering women, recognizing the benefits of having a woman in the leadership team. And Catalina, you should not be modest. The fact that you've done it well helped others go in the same direction. And this brings us to the point of what companies could do more in order to increase the number of women in leadership position. If it's a priority, if companies, organization, people, men and women believe in the benefits of diversity, just better result, better impact coming from diverse, inclusive teams, then design it as such within your organization. Represent it into the board, build the frameworks, build the programs, put the investment in place, and show it through role models. And the role models should not only be women. This is not a woman topic. This is an impact, competitiveness, bigger topic. And I was lucky at the beginning of my career to have men managers that empowered, recognized, pushed me further. Because self-confidence, in some instances, it's something that limits us women. It's not only about the companies, it's about accountability. Each of us individually have to make the most and create opportunities and take the opportunities that arise into our path. And self-confidence can be developed. You need, yes, a safe harbor and people to help you, mentoring, as Simona was mentioning at the beginning. And once you develop that, self-branding becomes important. It's like learning a new skill that will be different or totally different from what you've done in the past. People need to be aware that you're able to do that. And the best learning is by doing it.
Actually, I'm really glad you mentioned the importance of having men involved and having some great managers. I'm a lucky person. I've always had in my professional life both role models, both women and men, that guided me through my career. But let's see also, from your own perspective, how is the collaboration between men and women in technology, and how this relation exists?
I will look at it from the economics perspective first and foremost. Any company now becomes a digital company. You need, therefore, digital skills of your workforce. We're speaking so much about artificial impact, artificial intelligence impact into the workforce, and the need of having a profile that will match social skills with digital skills. Women are more inclined towards the social skills, soft skills. So that helps to have that set of skills in your teams. Also, the combination of digital and social proves to be, in a recent McKinsey study, paying 3 times more if you have the combination rather than just the digital skills path. Another economics aspect is the fact that women are taking the purchase decisions in many aspects. If it's in the 90 range when we were speaking about buying a house, planning a vacation, it's still high. It's more than 66% when buying computers and gadgets. So you want to tap into that market, and you want to understand it, know how it functions, what drives their decision. So you would need women in taking the decision, designing your products and planning your marketing strategies. And the last aspect goes into flexible work style and work forms. The work labor, it's changing for any of our organizations. Technology helps in this direction. Mobile work, it's a big plus for women because they usually have 2 jobs, being a mother and being an employed person. And in terms of cooperation, back to the point, diversity brings better results, and you've mentioned the men in your careers, I've mentioned mine. When they realize, when men leaders realize these benefits, they actually become champions. That's the experience I had. Hopefully it's the same in your organization.
What I would like to say is that I think that men and women have complementary. I mean, it's their skills. It's supporting each other. So, as I have already mentioned at the very beginning, so it's about a close collaboration, and it's about completing each other. That's all I could say. So, together is better.
For sure, it's better to work with good people, with people that have competencies, and this is what I'm promoting in my teams and between my colleagues. And we can see that in our teams, when it's actually good to see mixed teams, to see all the people working there. Okay, there are some areas where we still do not see too many girls, but this is what we are trying to open, not to force. So it's really important to open the door and to offer to our colleagues possibility to work. And while this is happening, results are just visible. So it's let's say quite natural. And after people are seeing there is no minus in this cooperation, they are just moving forward without any constraint.
I would like to also ask you about the leadership styles of men and women in tech. Did you notice any differences? Are there any differences?
Yeah, and back to Simona's point, it's all about complementarity. And I've seen for the organization I've worked or for the organization I work with in Romania and in Europe in general, that there are also either industries or stages in the life of a company where you need one style or the other. Women tend to be more cooperative, better at communicating, focusing more on people and ensuring that they attach themselves emotionally to the work that they are doing, that they are happy with the work that they are doing, which builds loyalty and staying longer with a company. They are more focused as well on tasks, on effectiveness, productivity, efficiency, which is extremely important when it comes to P&L management, but at the same time they are more risk averse. And in some industries you need persons that are taking risks, are betting, are trying failure and accepting that. The same way men are more focused on relationship and transactions, which helps building long-term relationship and focus on creating the spirit of we're part of a group that proves to be competitive, have a reputation, a specific reputation according to the industry or to the social segment they are part of. Complementarity would be the summary from my side.
I think we are talking about strong people, whatever woman or man. So I think that's what qualifies or what is in everybody that is leading or a team, a project, a company. Yeah, of course we are different, and we are different anyway. And that's good, that we are not all the same as individuals. When it's coming about the difference between women and men, yeah, I have to admit I never had, and I realized this, that I never had as direct manager a woman. So I can explain from my perspective as having always men supporting me, but looking at women as a leader, yeah, might be that we are a little bit more careful about others' emotions, might be that we are a little bit more careful or having less ego, but at the end of the day, we have a job to do, so it's, I think, probably a little bit softer, but still we have a job to do.
A strong perspective. I would like to move towards closing the discussion and also having some opinions from the room. So I would like to have like a round discussion and just go back to a point that you all three mentioned about how can we encourage the young generations to not only be in the STEM, but also let's see what challenges do you think they have, the young generation, and how we can contribute to helping them move towards a tech role and then to a leadership role.
Somehow the reality, the life around us pushes us in that direction. I was making the point of every organization from any industry becomes a digital company. Just thinking of how agriculture is now being done with the help of drones, precision, a decision on how when to water based on weather conditions, forecast, and sensors that you would implement. Just an example. There are so many others. Showing to kids what they can do with the technology, the fact that if you build a robot here, you can do the same at a bigger scale later in life. The point I want to make is showing it, making it tangible. The kids today, they are used with all this technology around them. For them, technology, it's a tool. It's an extension of their own body, let's say. And the other point I want to make is the speed of innovation and transformation that we face now and that will accelerate even further, will make it impossible for us to be the best by ourselves. We simply are not built to manage that amount of information and changes. The power will come from working in teams and cooperating.
What we're doing right now is, the answer is through our long-term programs. We do not implement short programs or very workshops or so, but we aim at implementing programs that we can track along the way. That is, for instance, we've already implemented a co-diversity program for students, and that is continued by mentoring ensured by our team. And the results will be visible next year. So next year we will come with results. What else? So I always think about myself first. Because I'm part of that category we are addressing to, as I've already mentioned. And I am very lucky to be in touch with all the advisory board that we have right now, because these are models for me, and I have already learned a lot from them. So steps have already been made towards that. This is what we are doing. So Global Women in Tech is meant to support women, and we are open to more initiatives with more ideas, to more ideas, and practically we want to see results. That's all that matters. It's not about only a name or a group of women gathering together and being there. It's about results. If we do not have results, then it's useless, from my point of view. We will come back with results next year.
Okay, I think there are many things to do, and usually we as company are looking at what we do to have results tomorrow. But what is really important with this type of activities, as we have in Global Women in Tech, is to look at long-term results and sustainable results. And this, I mean, looking at the kids, looking at students in high school, at university, looking how we make this this type of activity attractive to them. Some years ago, I've been involved and supported one program, having as idea to teach kids at public schools in Romania programming. So I think most of you know Scratch, or learned there is Scratch, and it's used by them, and it was really funny. But for them, and they learned, what we realized that there are only few girls in these groups. So it was a free activity. They were not having to pay. It was supported by us. It was happening in their school, and still it was their participation, of course, volunteers. So we are offering these places, but there are not many girls there. And that was a trigger as well to see that we need to do some things early enough, not only when they are in our company, and to offer them to count the percentages, how many women we have and how many we can bring, but really to look at the early stages and to see how can we support girls to choose a career, to learn about tech from the beginning, and to see that it's a nice world.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Valentina, Catalina, and Simona. And now we have some time left to take some questions or to hear some opinions from the room. And I see also like men here, and I would really, really love to hear if there are like managers or colleagues wanting to share their own perspective on the roles in a tech company.
Hello. I am Diana Lefter. I work for KPMG Romania right now. I lived in Canada for 18 years, and I worked in IT there in different roles as a developer, a project manager, QA manager. Everywhere in the world there is this opinion that women in IT are disadvantaged. They don't get to be in the leadership roles. And it's true. But I want to ask you a question because I'm not sure exactly what the situation is in CE. Here, apparently, it's easier for us, for women, to have a role, a leadership role. So we are more empowered. Is this true, or is just a myth, or I'm trying to get the sense of how things are here. Better or worse?
As I mentioned earlier before, initially I wasn't seeing it as a topic for Romania. I was so sure that we are great, at least in this, that this is not a topic for us. But probably for our generation, it's not such a topic because we grew in that with that mindset. At least it was a good thing that we learned in that period. But looking to the young generations that are coming, I think we have a topic, and it's a topic not that the society is not accepting them, but it's a topic that they are not taking this direction. And at least this is my view on the interactions I was having. So different, let's say, going at schools, and if you try to understand, by chance I'm involved in another project which is not necessarily linked to IT, but it's about mentoring high school girls in choosing a career. And it's really, it's one of the hardest mentorship program I was involved as mentor, because you have in front of you young girl, 16, 17, that has no dream. or is dreaming to be hired in a town hall. And that's something that for me it was a shock, and thinking how to attract them. So thinking how to support them to choose this career. I think this is the most important step, because we know that we decide to do something, we are doing it, we have the power to do it. But it's really important to show them that it's possible, to show them that it's possible for them, and to allow them and to give them support to eliminate own barriers. This was one of the things we are telling to them, that it's not only, let's say, pure R&D that you do in IT. There are many roles. Still, I believe that if a woman wants to do R&D, she can do it.
Yeah, and it's about role models. It's about the role models that we have in the society. We have to all work in that direction, show the alternatives, endorse, and be very vocal about the positive role models.
Hi, I'm Silvia Stegaru. I'm a co-founder of Codet, another community for women in tech. And I'm really interested in your mentorship program because it sounds really nice. It sounds like it's coming from multiple companies who come together for one goal. And I would like to know at what stage is it in? Are you working with digitalizing girls? Are you working with teaching them programming, career mentorship? And how many girls do you actually mentor per year, or in this year, at least? or any details for that matter.
Okay. We have already implemented this program. First of all, we started with our mentoring. Our mentors panel is split into two. It's about professional mentors that address on different levels. Professional mentors that address to students and early career professionals, and elite mentors that are mentored by and that are represented by advisory boards. So these panel addresses to women who like to step forward in their career towards a top management position. Our first step that is going on right now was the internal one. It was a pairing between our executive board and advisory board. So the program is going on right now and will have results in 1 year. The second one is addressed to students. As I've already mentioned, we have had, in fact, the co-diversity program that addresses to students who have already graduated the first year of university. But this program is continued by mentorship. Mentorship ensured by our team, by our executive team, and is going on. It has just been implemented and is going on right now, and next year we will have results, so in 1 year. The third part of the program will be to externalize it. So we will externalize it starting with the next year, at the beginning of the next year, and we will have a dedicated panel of mentors, and we will promote that. So we will come back with news on that. What's very interesting and challenging is that our mentors are they are members from all the companies in IT. So already here present in the room. In fact, this is how we encourage diversity, working together, no matter the company, but we're working together towards the same goal, the same mission, to accomplish the same mission.
Thank you so much for a great talk. Big round of applause, please. Thank you.